morning, and welcome to cloudy Winnipeg. At least it's not raining. Now we are getting ourselves a really late start here. I think we should just get right into this. We'll talk about the weather and bikes and stuff like that later. All right. What were we doing here yesterday? We were going to put those two little vertical pieces on the lower platform. So let's just recompose here, and like I say, we'll just get right into it. Okay, being very careful not to nip off this little tiny positioning peg that I'm just almost touching right now. All we want to do is get the flashing off. Sort of press down, keep my cutter flat, and I should have to do very little sanding later. In fact, I probably won't do any because, as I mentioned, I don't want to risk damaging this thing. At least that's the plan. These Tamiya cutters are on their 4th model now, and they're still cutting, I'm thinking, about as good as they did when they were brand new. At least I think they are. Now, I don't think I'm going to try and make that any better. I'm just going to leave it. Okay, now I have to get our ladder here, and these pieces have to be fastened on. Oh, I've got the wrong end. No wonder I couldn't find it. There's actually a couple of little notches right there that these pegs have to try and fit into. Now, on the other ladder, I didn't get the railing in the right place, and consequently, I don't have these uprights in the exact right place either. Now, they go with the, you'll notice on these that one end is kind of, like sort of pointed. Well, I think that's where the wishbone is supposed to attach onto. Now, we've got to try and glue this on here. I think what I'm going to do is put the macro lens on, and then I can get in a little closer. And I'm going to get a different pair of tweezers. No offense, Tony, I love these tweezers, but for something like this, they're just a little bit too heavy duty. I think maybe another pair exactly like them with the rubber removed might be nice, and then have them filed down to a point. Because I like the way these feel. They squeeze nice and easy. There's just a nice feel about them. Anyway, I sure do appreciate these. Now, okay, now stop messing with it because you're going to end up breaking it. Okay, let's just put the macro lens on, and I guess we'll probably use a little bit of CA thin on the edge there. I know the plastic would glue together better with Tamiya extra thin, but most of the strength is going to be when it fastens onto the rail. Okay, how many times have I said I'm going to put the macro lens on? I don't think it matters which one I start on. Just make it a little bit sticky here. This is CA thin, not the quick setting. All right, now I want this little peg to go in that slot if possible. Now this is going to be very iffy, just a fraction of a millimeter one way or the other, and it's not going to be in there. Trying to pick it up here. All right. Can I let go? Yeah, I think I got it. All right, now that'll probably cure, and then I can reinforce it later. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other one. Okay, I gotta turn it around here now. And get it turned over. Just use my finger, I guess. Why not? Okay, now don't squeeze. Oh, I was going to say don't squeeze too hard or it's going to ping off, but I ended up not squeezing hard enough. Okay, now I got the little peg in the right place, yeah. Don't have all day here. No, you know what? I'm gonna have to hydrate my post here. I think it's dried up. It's not. Maybe if I just trying to get this repositioned here in the tweezer. Grab it down on the bottom. Maybe I might have some CA on there. Let's get some of that. Wipe it off on the green cloth. Now, of course, now I'm blocking your vision. It's got to come up towards me just a smidgen here. So I'm going to do it like this. I don't know if I actually moved it or not. Let me check the monitor. No, it's not right, is it? Gotta kind of roll it over to your right. Now the whole thing is too much to the right. No, it's laying on its side. You know what? Okay, I've got my strongest glasses on now. I might have to just take this off and redo it here. If I could just get it to start to cure, like. The other one went good. You know what? I think I'm breaking I've broken the platform loose now. I've broken the platform loose. I'm going to have to start all over again. I'm going to have to do this off camera. I'm wondering if maybe the CA is not sticking good because I painted this. It could be I made a mistake painting this when it was on the fret. Because now I just don't know what to say here. Okay, I kind of got it CA'd back in place here. I'm just going to touch a little bit of curing agent onto it here. I think that's going to be plenty. And we'll reinforce later. Okay, I've got a fresh one of Gabe swabs here. I'm just going to try and absorb some of that excess. Otherwise it takes too long to evaporate. There's a bit of a blemish or something going on there, but that's going to be underneath. I think that's actually a piece of paint or something. If you will remember in the last episode, and I'm sure you do, I was doing a lot of talking about the weather. I was saying things like, well, the streets look like they're drying up, and oh, now it's raining again. And this went back and forth. Well, it did eventually get to the place where I took a chance and went out. It wasn't what you'd call pleasant, but at least I was warm and I was dry. I had my parka on and I had my hood pulled up and my helmet jammed on over the hood, and I had a scarf on underneath there, and I was really cozy. I'm glad it wasn't raining, or I would have been wet and cozy. Anyway, it worked out. All is well that ends well. Okay, I've got the platform glued back on. Not quite as good as before, but it's on. And the uprights are on. And that just leaves the upper platform. And the upper platform, what it needs is a railing bent into shape. And this is it. And it has to go around from here, around to right here. Oh, I guess it's bumping into the pin there. Well, maybe it'll fit the other way. It's a little bit shorter. See if it'll go all the way in. Yeah, that way it goes in. Keep everything in the center, I guess. All right. Right now this is still sitting on the rotator. That's why it's kind of wobbling around. Guess I can turn it so that you can see what's going on, can't I? Get it 90 degrees here. I can always tweak it later. Yeah, it's pretty good, I think. Alright, let's try it on the platform. Okay, we're just sort of doing a dry run here. You know what? I think I'm going to have to rebend this just a little bit. This short, where is it here? I just dropped it. Okay, the short section right here is too long. And yeah, I should have bent it on the inside of that this center rung instead of on the outside of it, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to quickly do that off camera. Okay, I just used the Tamiya plier here for that, and I think it's going to be a little shorter now. Only maybe not even half a millimeter, but make a difference. Okay, for some reason it took me a long time to get this thing picked up. We're still just doing a dry run. Well, I can see that it looks like it's going to fit if I can just let go of it without knocking it off. I'm going to try it one more time. Okay, now what I did was I bent it out because I thought it was too V-shaped, but now I've got it bent too much the other way. Okay, I think we can get that if I wet the bottom rail and stick it down. We've pretty much got it there. This one post is a little bit too far in this way. But I think if I have CA glue on the bottom rail, it'll sort of stick in place when I let go of it. At least that's the plan. Don't know if I can do this on camera or not, but I'm going to give it a whirl. Now, as for the object that we saw in the early morning night sky over the bridge yesterday, one of the viewers thought that possibly it was the International Space Station. However, the angle and everything that it was traveling just did not seem to add up. At least not for where it should have been seen at that time from Winnipeg yesterday morning. Now, this smudge that you see right here, that's exactly what it is. I believe it's a smudge on the lens. I gotta clean the lens today. Well, from down here, I can't see anything on the front of it. Oh, check that out. Anyway, it was much brighter than any other stars, and as far as I know, this comet is not actually that bright. So I don't know what this was. It was definitely not an airplane. Anyway, nobody was able to tell me exactly the angle that I should have seen it above the horizon, or along the horizon, let's put it that way, at that time here in Winnipeg. And I wasn't able to find it on the internet either. I'm sure that somewhere it's there. I just don't know how to look it up. Anyway, it's not that important. So bottom line is I did not see it this morning. It was too cloudy. Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on. Back to the model table. Now, I think it was probably about a month or so ago, one of the viewers was saying that what he does is he'll put a little bit of CA in the bottom of like I'm using a lid from a jar of olives here. And then he dips his railing, the bottom rail, into it. And just got to grab hold of it here. Okay, he dips the bottom rail into it, and like I'm doing right now. Okay, so that's got it all nice and wet. Now, speaking of a jar of olives, I've got to make a pizza today. Now, clearly, that's not right. Now, am I going to be able to move this out here? Or is it going to... You know what? I think that I may have this piece... I might have to rebend this. Let me check the monitor. How does that look? It's up on this end, isn't it? Don't know if I get it to go back down here. How's that look? I think if I try to improve on it, I'm going to end up knocking it off. This post here is a little bit too far in this way. I know that. But I don't... Let's try and move it out just a little bit there, like that. Then this one, I think we'll just leave that the way it is. And then see if I can get some on my applicator here. Or should I maybe be waiting and let this cure? it worked. Okay. Starting to get shaky here. Probably thinking about pizza. That makes a guy shake. Oh, I moved it. Just come in from the inside very carefully. I could just shove it back just a smidge. And well, that's pretty straight. It's not quite, the whole thing should be a little bit to your right, but I'm going to just leave it. I think I've got it about as good as I can get it here. I'm not sure if I can run a bead of anything up and down the edge there. This has to be bent in, but I can't do it now, that's for sure. Okay, let's just push stop here and wait for a while. On second thought, let's just put a little sniff of curing agent on it. Well, here we are. It's almost 3 o'clock and I still didn't complete this. And I'm going to call her quits. When California Paul said have fun, he wasn't kidding. Yeah, it's I can see why people aren't putting these on. But I'm going to keep going at it. I've almost got the second one done, and the first one I just have to do a little bit of a repair job on the wishbone, and it'll be ready to put on. And probably what's going to happen is after I get them all glued out of the side of the hull and everything's ready to go, I'll probably accidentally bump it and break it off when I'm putting the ship in the case or some crazy thing like that. On the other hand, maybe I won't. Yeah, let's be positive. I've been told I'm too negative. I'm always looking at the things that can go wrong. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.